Hey there, everyone. This is Dons. I hope you're having a good day. I hope last night was wonderful for you, wherever you're watching the World Cup final. Feeling a little bit tired, feeling a little bit hangover, feeling a bit excited, feeling a little bit, I don't know, whatever feelings you're having this morning. I hope it was positive feelings, and I hope nothing but the best for you guys. This Monday morning. And what I've got to say, I did want to do a video about like the final because I was really a in an exciting mood, but I think there was load shedding yesterday, so unfortunately I couldn't do it because my phone would die if I even try to film anything. But I will admit I did not really pay attention to the full World Cup. I know I'm talking about the final, but like I will just have to say this: I didn't really pay attention to the World Cup in its entirety. I had a lot on my plate, especially from the university where I'm at. Yeah, I let's just say in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't been doing well this semester. So yeah, I was quite stressed, and I was not really fixated on watching football. So I only started really watching it properly, like in fact, not really, because there was a time where I actually went off, where I was quiet because there were a couple of things that were kind of bothering me. But anyway, I'll probably talk about it in the video. But if you actually want to watch, please watch. If you don't, like, just go away, because I'm tired of people who just watch for 2 3 minutes and then they just piss off. Like, I'm sorry guys if I make this thing too long, but I just I'm a very opinionated person. For people who know me, I tend to be quite extroverted at times. I don't see how this has to do with anything, but like what I'm basically saying is that I think I say to myself, let me do it for this amount of time. Let me do it for 5 minutes, and then it ends up going for 25 minutes. So I'm sorry, but let me just get straight to this. Okay, so the final yesterday, I think I am not gonna say, in fact, before I even start with the final, I just wanted to take a break for those people who were busy dick riding yesterday, sucking dick, let me not say sucking dick, shame, man, but because that's just modern football. The things that annoyed me, or the things that kind of made me not do or post anything from the last week, is that, and it's something that I can't control. It's just this whole modern football fan, where it's becoming more about the players than actually watching football. And I might be wrong, because it might have been like that in the 90s or the 80s, but we didn't have social media back then to know if it was like that. But I just think I wanted to give people time to just dick ride a bit, just let them suck their player, even though I tell these people, trust me, do not worship these players. It doesn't matter what they do on the football pitch. Just keep it there, guys. And don't even say it's your childhood dream. I'm telling you now, please, you're going to come back to this YouTube video and you're going to say, Dons, you are right. I'm telling you now, guys, it's not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is just appreciate the sport, the team, and what happened. The players and all that stuff, cool, but the sport, appreciated. Jeez, I hope he's not calling me because I'm actually filming right now. Sorry. But let me get to the final. The final, okay, it was probably one of the best matches I've ever watched in a final in my 12 years of watching football. I'm not going to say ever, because people are saying 1954, people are saying the one in South Korea in 2002. But that final, and I quote my mom on this, she said, because I watched it with my mom, and she was saying, look, that's exactly what you want from a final. You want both teams to go at it. And let's be honest, for the first 75 minutes of the game, it was quite tedious. It was quite lethargic, especially Argentina had a lot of possession in the game. And France only had their first shot was a penalty, which was a goal from Kylian Mbappe. So one thing that I will pick up from that final, and I think I've seen this a lot in the World Cup games, is that there have been copious amount of times where teams have had loads of possession, but they've not seemed to. Oh my god, that door just banged. But they've just not seemed to carve open teams. Like, they absolutely have no idea what to do. It's kind of like what England was like against France. It's kind of like what Spain was in the World Cup. Spain are possession merchants, in my opinion. And it was like that in the final for like the first 75 minutes. It's just like you're thinking, Argentina go 2-0 up and they dominate the game. And yes, their first goal was a penalty. The second goal was pretty clean. And you're thinking, look, come on, let's just kill the game in the second half. You have the momentum. And in a split second, it's 2-2. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? That's football. I've always said this to people. That is football. You cannot write this. Like, and then there should have been two times where they should have won the game. Luckily they did win it on penalties, but I didn't want it to go to penalties because the penalties is a flip of a coin, and thank God they won it based on the game. I really didn't care who won the World Cup, but like watching that game, I was like, you know what, Argentina deserved to win it. But at the end of the day, football has taught me in the past, especially me being a United fan, that it's not always about you deserve to win all that stuff. You still got to take your chances, which is what France showed with Kylian Mbappe. You could have 2 shots in the game, but yet those 2 shots are on target and they're goals. And yet Argentina had like more than 10 shots apparently, and it only took them like extra time to win the game. In fact, the penalty shootout to win the game. So again, it's in a final. I don't want to speak like it's club football or if it's a league, but I think when it comes to knockout football and competitions like this, it's that it doesn't matter how much possession you have. It doesn't matter how much, ball you have or creativity you can produce. If you're not clinical with that, then you're going to see what happened with England and Spain and all the other teams that have possession that are not clinical. I think that's probably why France, we stayed back in the game. My mom said that that's what you want to see in a final. You want to see 2 teams go at it. You want to see that, people. That was probably one of the most stressful, probably one of the most, it made people. I had my friends saying that they could feel their heart beating by their bums. It literally, that's football, guys. To the people who have been watching football, you would understand. But to the people who've not been watching football, like, guys, that is what us football fans go through week in and week out. Especially me in the last 8 years. That's what we do. That's what we watch. That thrill that you had last night is exactly what we go through. And some people said to themselves, no, I'm not going to go through that torment because it was stress for them. But for me, it was entertaining. It was the exact same feelings I had in 2010 with Spain versus Netherlands when Iniesta scored that goal. It was absolutely fantastic, because now it's like Spain have finally won the World Cup. And like, even though I didn't really care, but like, the thrill, the emotion where it's like, yo, to win it that way, you want teams to go at it. I'm glad that France came back. I'm actually glad the game was like that yesterday because you want teams to actually get at each other. You want teams to, you don't want the final to be tedious because traditionally finals are not really that, traditionally, in my opinion, finals are not really that exciting like that. That was ecstatic yesterday because France were dead and buried. 2-0, then they're back in it. It just shows it's football. I've had a couple of mates that were saying, no, I'm not going to watch the game. And they missed probably the end part of it, because I remember watching the Euros final with my cousins last year, England versus Italy. You can't write a football game off, guys. Like, you just cannot. Like, for the first, I remember that game. Like, it was very tedious for, like, the first, 60 minutes. And then Italy equalized, and then that's when things got hot. Then it went to penalty shootouts. They missed 3 penalties in a row. It was just like, and then Italy missed a penalty. Then you're thinking you still have a chance, And again, one thing I will say, it does also show who has bottle, And France has bottle. England doesn't have bottle, France has bottle. I mean, I don't care if it's just Kylian Mbappe who scored to score a hat trick in a final, and still not win it. It's heartbreaking. But it does show that France have bottle. And that was not even France's best team. Pogba was not there. N'Golo Kante was not there. Who else was there? Karim Benzema was not there. But the point is, that is what you want to see in a final. If you can take away what I've just said in the last 5 or 6 minutes, that there is what you want to see in a final. That is a good indicator to show to us that those 2 teams are there for a reason. And they are good. It doesn't matter if we're 3-0 down and there's 5 minutes to go. We will find a way. We will score those 3 goals. And that is the mentality. And that is the thing I like about football. Notice how I haven't even spoken about Lionel Messi or even killing Mbappe, or he's the greatest. Because again, what I was saying in the beginning is that, look, I appreciate these players. I appreciate the Ronaldos, I appreciate the De Bruynes, the Haalands, the every single player. I appreciated Ronaldo because obviously what he did at United, you know, it was amazing. And what Bruno did at United when he first came was amazing. I That's what I do, because I realize, you know what, guys, like, and they will get over that phase, but they will soon get to the point where, like, guys, you know what, these players, like, you'll learn that. And I said something so harsh to my friend the one time. I said, like, you can get a gauge of some people's personalities because of the role models they follow, and you actually get to see why some people are assholes, because some role models they follow are assholes, in my opinion. But anyway, that's just what I think. I'm being serious about that. I've gotten to that stage where, you know what, I'm just watching the football. I'm not really interested in the players. I'll be honest with you. A great job that Argentina won the World Cup. And people, when I say Messi won the World Cup, couldn't care if Messi won the World Cup. I couldn't care if Ronaldo won it. I couldn't care if Mbappe won it. Realistically, I want South Africa to win the World Cup, but that's not gonna happen. You'll probably be laughing. But that's where my loyalty is. It stops there. It goes United, Kaiser Chiefs, and then country. I'm just watching the games. It's unfortunate that I live in a country that we don't take football seriously, because how the hell could rugby be so good? Cricket, hockey, I mean, heck, even our water polo is good, but yet our football is trash. I mean, what do you expect when I live in a country that calls it soccer? I mean, don't get me started on that name. But look, that's basically what you want to see in a final. You want to see teams going at each other like that. And I know it was late on, but at least it happened. At least France, they, you know, what did that guy say in Boondocks? For some of you guys that know Boondocks, you'll know what I'm saying right now. But for those that don't know Boondocks, I'm sorry. But like, there was a guy, I think it was like season 2, episode 1, where it was a soul plane, and then it's 50 Cent, Marshall 50 Cent. He's like, I'll stop these terrorists. Or I'm a dad trying. So that's what France said. It's like they'll die trying, or I'm a dad trying. That's what France did. They were like, look, we're not gonna go down as pussies, bro. We wanna fight, and that's one of the things why I I love about football, where, you know, yeah, I think I've said what I need to say on that. But I think one thing I will say as well is that I think Qatar, whatever muti that they used in Qatar, because I know one or two people who've been to Qatar, or should I say Qatar, because that's actually the proper pronunciation, by the way. I know people who've been to Qatar, and they say, like, there's this earthy smell in the country. I know it's a desert, and I don't know, whatever muti that they were using there, those Qatarians or whatever, they must bring it in